Oh, it did the thing and then it disappeared. Hi. Happy Sunday. A very merry unbirthday to everybody. Because it's all our unbirthday as long as it's not our birthday. And then if it's your birthday, it's your birthday. So it's same thing, right? Please ignore the loud chewing in the background. Hopefully it's not too distracting. But Nash is having a nice treat and hanging out in the studio. He had a bit of a sore tummy for the past couple of days, so I've been a little light on the sleeping part of the equation, but that's okay. He's been an angel otherwise, which has been fantastic. So he's a very, very good dog. We're very lucky and blessed to have him in our home. Briar did a thing this week. They showed off some of their new premiere and 2024 stuff coming. Let's see if I can find that while we do the things. So they opened up the Collectors Club for 24-25 and then 25. The Deluxe Collectors Club is you get a stablemate for the Deluxe Collectors Club. So that's an additional fee to get a stablemate. And it sounded like it was 2. It sounded like you got the realistic Appaloosa, and then you would also get one of the decos, if that is correct. Let me just double check. Deluxe membership closes March 2nd. You should purchase the Deluxe membership for 2025 only. Where the heck did I read that then? I don't know if you could hear that. That was my stomach. 2 exclusive stablemates models. So that is correct. They said a 1960 semi-rearing Mustang was scanned and shrunk. You will receive Darius, which is the Glossy Bay Appaloosa, and a bonus decorator in one of the 4 original 1960s colorways. Wedgwood Blue, which is solid blue. Copenhagen, which is dappled blue. Gold Charm, which is solid gold. Or Florentine, which is dappled gold. 2 stablemates will be packaged in a exclusive commemorative box with an exclusive enamel pin featuring Maddox. That's weird. The first Collector Club special run of 2025. So that is the Ultini that we will see in a minute. Does it say this guy? So he's actually really pretty. I don't know that I have space on my shelf for him, but I'm sure a lot of people will be very excited. And I've seen a lot of people really excited already. I imagine the club pin's going to have something to do with the 75th anniversary. This year should be a big year for Briar. It is their 75th, so they're going to be doing a whole bunch of fun stuff. It's a good year to get involved in clubs, I would imagine. It's a good year to get involved in Briarfest, all that sort of stuff. They should be doing extra things. I'm hoping that I get dappled blue because I think that's my favorite out of these guys. And then, of course, the Appaloosa because it's the glossy Appaloosa. They didn't actually raise the cost that much either, it doesn't look like, which is kind of nice. So it's not like they doubled it. We have people here in the chat. Sorry I ignored you. I got excited about the stuff going on. Andrea, good morning, Andrea. And it is actually morning. We're streaming in the morning. Yay. Kimberly, good morning, Kimberly. Bobby, hi-oh. Briar did so many things this week. I know. It's crazy. I don't even know how we keep up, and it's going to get worse. Brenda, good morning, Brenda. Let's see. Andrea says, I always like that mold in pictures. Don't have any in my collection. Excited to get a couple in stablemate version. I just added one at Briarfest. Now I get a little one. So excited. I hope that they scaled him appropriately so that he can fight Fireheart, because I think that would be super cute. They go spicy well together. It's kind of very cool. And Honey's like, I have a coupon. I don't think you do for the club, but nice try. Insert Tiger King meme? What? Bobby says, insert that Tiger King meme. I'm never going to financially recover from this. Yes, that one. I know it's going to be a rough year. I am going to struggle trying to pay Briar, I'm sure. Because they'll probably have Tiger Lily and Firestorm in the Briar Fest lineup. That's traditionally how that's worked, unless they're going to change it up, which they do sometimes. So hopefully, because I'm going to be there, so it'd be nice to be able to get them in person and see everybody get them. I liked camping out and watching people see the models, because they had the first production pieces on display for the first time. So I kind of camped out because for the 90, I'd say 98% of the hobby that has no idea who I am, maybe just by name or studio name, but they don't recognize me because they don't come to the streams or whatever. Or it's a different environment and you're not paying attention to everybody around you and you don't expect the artist to be like. But I camped out for a little bit there and watched people react to them, which was so cool. It was neat. And it's nice to not be of the level of crazy where everybody recognizes you, but a lot of people did, and a lot of people were shy and they didn't want to come say hi. But in that particular circumstance, they were so distracted by everything going on that I could kind of scope stuff out, which was fun. I really enjoyed that. If I could like operate under an alias and no one know who I am and just make people happy in the background, that would be perfection. But that is not quite how the world works, and it's fun to get to know the artist. I know when I was starting out in the hobby and in my early years, and even now, it's nice to get to know who the different artists are. You get to know their personality, their quirks, their likes, their dislikes, the stuff they do outside of the hobby, how crazy of a hand talker they are. We went for breakfast the other day, and even the waitress commented on it. She's like, I stayed away because I could see your hand talking. Like, that, you're going to have to stay away forever because that's all I do is hand talk. You should join my streams and see how I talk there. So yeah, I thought I would think that it would be pretty cool to get to know artists a little bit more. So I try and do things that I would like to see in the hobby. So just in general, being nice and doing pretty ponies and all that good stuff. So streams are one of them. It would have been really cool if like Sarah Mink or Lynn Fraley, like you get to know these people privately if you go visit them and build friendships or take their classes or go to shows. But otherwise, how are you supposed to know? So this is we have the internet. It's magic. It's like a magic time warpy. You're here in Canada with me. Yay, it's gonna snow on Monday. Let's see. So yeah, good evening. It is not morning where you are. Marty, hello, good morning. Excited about the new club models? Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that are. Twyla, morning-ish. It's still morning. It's 11:17. It's still morning. Karen, good morning. You were tired, it seemed, when I met you. There's a lot going on, and my brain, I'd been there since Wednesday and been doing stuff. And there's a lot of stuff going on. So yeah, there's a lot. And my brain like if you watch me walk into a store, my brain gets overwhelmed because there's so many things to look at. And then it does the linky ADHD brain thing where it's like, oh, this is over there. And then I'd like to learn how to make cheese and learn how to the different types of hay and qualities. Like my brain's saying walking into a UFA, but even Toy Store, anywhere, doesn't matter. It's like on fire all the time. And that's a very overstimulating environment socially because I have to be on and doing the thing and trying not to disappoint people that meet me. And they're like, oh, you're like a puddle of what's wrong and you're not functioning, forming sentences, things like that. So yeah, there was moments of tired and there was moments of jumping off the like walls and doing parkour because pony parkour. They do doggy parkour, which is a thing. See? Linking brain. Let's see. Marty's hoping to go to Briarfest this year. That'd be cool. I'd love to meet you and say hi and see all the people that I saw already. And yeah, we have a house booked now, which is super exciting. And it's a little bit further away from the park than the first one was. We were literally across the street, but it's going to be nice. There's bathrooms for everybody and nice cozy rooms for everybody with big beds. And it's kind of a nice environment to stay in if you're away from the crazy of the chin. I'm non-functional in an environment like that when it comes to sleeping. I did it my first year there and I couldn't sleep and function because there was people wandering the hallways and you could hear things, and I have to sleep with like earplugs and in a sensory bubble because I will pick up on everything. And then I will be awake forever, and then I will not be sleepy, and then you'll see me really tired. Jennifer, good morning. Let's see. I've been doing really well. It's been a lot of stuff I've been trying to catch up on. I will close this just for a second so you can see. We added a family member. That one. Nash, he's happily chewing away. He does not, we need to still find him a bigger bed because he is a very big horse dog. They have a new mini out at the farm, and he is, I think, bigger. We didn't want to overstimulate him by having him around the horses too much. He got to meet Turbo, and Turbo wanted to sniff him, but he was a little bit terrified to sniff the big giant dog because he's never met horses before. So we're trying to take it slow. But next time that I go out, I'll try and get a picture of him by the mini because I'm pretty sure he's taller. And the barn owner came out and I'm like, we adopted another horse. And he was like, oh my God, it's hilarious. But anyway, been doing that, been making ponies, been making hair on ponies. You guys saw, if you were peeking at stuff, that I did a quick preview of Bombus's butt. He's been behaving a little bit better, which is good. So I'm progressing to try and get him in a mold soon for you guys so that we can have him available in November. That is the goal. Got like ninja. See, ninja skills. Ha ha ha. Oh yeah, it's a lot. So yeah, busy trying to get stuff done for that and getting last of the bitey things out the door, which is so close. There's like 3. It's the end. And then of course the last 3 are like, yeah, no, we're gonna just drag our heels and make you remember us for eternity, because that's how that works. Other than that, the stablemates are doing, or the Venti guys are doing really well. So the biter, Curia biter, people ordering now, they'll be shipping by the end of November. And then depending on how many people buy within now and the end of the month, which is, I should start advertising for that. A week and a bit away. There'll be maybe a little bit more, but we should be kind of within this year or early next year for orders shipping out of the Olps studio, which is good. I haven't heard any updates. I wasn't really on social media this morning, but Red, Jen Olps' horse, did end up going back in for colic observation. She has ulcers and they're not sure what's going on, but she's had some colicky signs the last little bit, so hopefully she's doing well. Send your good healing thoughts and prayers Jen and Tom's way and Red's way. Hopefully they find what's causing all of this and they can make her feel better, because they've already been through a lot. Yeah. Nash is cute. Thank you. He's a very handsome puppy, and he's a very well-behaved puppy for 2. So we got really, really lucky. And he likes playing with the little Deadpools that I got him. I got him a little stuffy Deadpool, one for outside, one for inside. It's the cutest thing. And he's super, super gentle, and he likes little stuffies. Let's see. Andrew's saying there's no way I could stay at the chin. Karen says, I don't know how I ever get used to it. The early years of Briarfest where we never went to sleep. Well, there's some people that can live like that. I require sleep. My brain processes way too much to not shut that down for like 30 seconds. So yeah, your tail is gorgeous. I have to show you my new resin sometime. Ooh, I'd love to see. Send me pictures. So I should finish a thought. Let me finish a thought. Hi, Kinsey. Let's see. Finishing thoughts. Be proud of me. I'm finishing thought. So there was this Collectors Club thing, and then we have the exclusive model. So that's the preview of one of the first ones that they're going to do. The pins probably either going to be 75th anniversary related, potentially semi-rearing Mustang related, or the first model. The last 2 pins since they started doing the pin thing have been the model. So it was the Othello Heath guy, I think. Heath pin. I know it was an Othello. Yes, it was Heath, and then it was Bolero before the Fireheart that they did. So it gives you access to all the stuff. The clubs can be confusing. Ask if you're not sure what's going on, because it is not the easiest structure to figure out sometimes. So special run models, collectors club discount, which I always forget the code for. Special access to collector club only events, sales, and special offers. Opportunity to join Premier Club, Vintage, and Stablemate. So that was Bandero, the last premier horse in the line. I pity anybody who takes this on YouTube and speeds it up, because I already kind of talk fast. But you could try. It would probably sound hilarious. So if you need entertainment, that's the way to do it. We don't know when he's shipping. I'd imagine closer to the end of the year, because they moved Tiger Lily and Firestorm up. I'll show you the preview for the other stuff shortly. Exclusive online workshops, the job magazine, terms and conditions, blah, blah, blah. Read all your stuff. Ooh, they have different colors. Mine is more expensive. Never mind. It's $100 for me. Sad face. So if I go to clubs and I go Premier Collection, will they have it here? Oh, hold on. It's not letting me in. All right. Thanks, Briar. Not allowed in there. Let's go this way. Oh, because Briar didn't actually officially post about it. That would be why. So we have a Premier Club peek of the first model, and it is a mule, which people have been asking for a very long time. Ha! So this is the Premier Club Winifred mule. Looks like, can I make it bigger? There we go. I could be Maggie Bennett, could be Amanda Brock. The color kind of looks Amanda Brocky, but we haven't heard who exactly it is, and they're not allowed to say anything until Briar says something. So, and I don't think it said in here who it was. So we've been asking for a mule for a long time. It's very exciting to have a new mule. And I know people have been saying that it's unfortunate that it's not in a more performance-friendly pose. That is true. We don't get many mules. It'd be nice to be able to have it multifunctional. But if there's enough people buying this one and sending Briar emails saying, thank you for the mule, and going to Briarfest and visiting the mules, we might get more long ears. So always send them emails, let them know what you're looking for, what you like, what you don't like. And that'll help kind of direct the process a little bit. We also it looks like we're getting a stablemate Zara, and it was confirmed by, come on, brain, we can do this. Christina Lucas Francis, that Briar had reached out to her about the details on the mold. So the drama in the early 70s or in the 70s with Briar, with Zara and the in-between mare and the Pam, looks like we're getting some sort of resolution, which is kind of cosmically really interesting. I kind of like that. And Zara is a gorgeous horse. So that in stablemate scale, which is really cool. Maybe we'll get a proper Zara in traditional scale. That would be really, really cool. We'll see how that goes. There was another page here. So that would be there's the pin. It is the Altanai. Ha, 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 ha. See? Using our noodles. Following the trends. So you'll get that guy and then one of these guys, and then Altanai is the Maddox. That's kind of weird. That's going to mess with my brain for a bit. Is the first release in the collector club for that year. All that good stuff. So yeah, that's the thing. The Briar did. We will see more about the Vintage Club. It looks like they increased the Vintage Club to 1,200 entries. I think it was originally 4, and I think it went up to 8. I'm not sure. I haven't been following the vintage club, so don't quote me on that. But that's the thing. Let's see. We got people. Julie. Hello, Julie. Good morning. The pin is the first model. If you keep scrolling through the pics, I think it shows it. We just found it. Yay. Brenda got 2 of the Altenheim mold in the collection I got. He's nicer than I thought. He's actually quite nice. He's just a big shelf hog, which people are saying Tiger Lily is because of her tail, but hair. She's not quite as long as you would think. It's just the hair. So I have 1 Altenai, and that's it, because too long for practical purposes. And he's actually like sideways on my shelf too. So that's the thing. Julia quite likes Maddox. He is nice. It's a very nice color on the Altenheim mold. Kinsey says, I don't know if I'm doing the stone contest for fun. I've been having a great time with it. Just gonna do something simple for the custom. I am ending up reassembling heads and tails and resculpting the whole body because it starts out as an Arabian and I'm doing a Mustang. That's how my life goes. It's like, I'm going to do something simple, and then it turns into the most complicated thing ever. So yeah, that's the thing. Puppy is doing very well other than his upset tummy the other day. He ate something funky, and he had diarrhea, and he had me up every 2 hours like a good sad sick child does. But he's feeling a lot better today, and as you can tell, pretty content. Jody, hi. It's okay if you're late. That happens. I was late, technically, kind of. Let's see. Kinsey says, I'm getting the mule no matter what it costs. Mules are my favorite. Mules are awesome. I'm excited to see more photos of it from the side. The conformation looks kind of horsey almost. So it'll be interesting to see how it looks from the side, to see how I like it. Maybe it'll be sucking me into the Premier Club. Jody says it went from 500 to 1,000 to 1,200 in the Vintage Club. So there we go. People that know the things. Pumpkin's good for upset tummies for puppies. Yeah, he had rice and chicken and pumpkin to settle it. So that seemed to help quite a bit. He is back doing very well. He was able to sleep all the way through the night last night, but I had not had sleep, so I had to sleep a little bit longer. What else exciting has been going on in the grand scheme of all the things? Let's see. What? Somebody got 2 firestorms in their box from Briar, it looks like. That's kind of interesting. 2 babies! And mommy and friend. Cute. I wonder how that happened. Maybe randomly twins. I have no idea. So yeah, lots of cool stuff going on in the hobby. Like I said, I'm working hard getting stuff out the door. People that are paying off their taters, those are going out. I do have some remaining taters if there's people that are waiting on some of the last batches. I don't know when I'm going to be releasing those because I'm trying to get a couple of other things done before we do the Saley thing. So yeah, but they're coming. Maybe I'll just pop them up on the website at some point and we'll do it that way. The Medallion Club medallion is right here. I cannot show you more than that at this current moment, but we should be doing peaks starting next week. I'm working to get that all done and cast up for next weekend so we can get the boxes out. So taters were 2 mold runs, so 100 of each. Cindy. Oh, my brain read Cindy and Kinsey. Curious if you've ever worked in oil paints. That is the only thing I do now. Me and my airbrush don't belong. Airbrushes can be very temperamental, so it's not necessarily for everybody. They clog and they do all sorts of fun stuff. I have, this is all acrylics. This is all oils. So I paint, I do some airbrush, I do some oil painting, I do acrylic stuff, I do pigments. I don't generally do fully hand-painted acrylics, so that's the only thing that I don't really mess with. And etching. I haven't done a lot of etching, but I'm sure that's coming. My brain can't leave things well enough alone. I have to try all the avenues, hence the pen thing you guys have been watching me do. There's always a new thing that I want to play with, and then mixing media and doing different stuff. But airbrushes can be temperamental, so I don't blame you. Just made you yawn. Sorry. Let's see. Didn't see the dog until you pointed him out. He is giant. And he's eating his treat, so I would call him over, but he's not going to be interested in saying hi just yet. He has a little baby white patch, like right there on his chest. And he looks tiny here, but he's not. He's like horse-sized. It's crazy. So yeah, Briar's been doing lots of cool stuff. I'm excited for next year and how everything will work out. Particularly for Briar Fest, I think it's a good year to go if you're planning on doing a vacation or doing something for yourself. Might be a good year to go down and see it because they'll have lots of micro runs and fun things. I am sure it'll be a big to-do. And it's always good to support companies you want to keep alive. Let's see. Okay, it says airbrushed best friend is a spray bottle. Spray in between colors. Keep a firm cotton tip near to clean the cap. Yes. There's lots of little quirks that airbrushes require you to dance around and baby them and treat them like princesses. So yeah, very fun. What else do we got going on? I will be telling you more about the Medallion Club medallion soon. It's a bit of a wild one. That's all I'm going to necessarily reveal right now. And I didn't get anything interesting, crazy in the mail yet, so I still don't have Tiger Lily and Firestorm myself. I will let you guys know as soon as I have them, and I will behead one. Well, one of each, technically, as soon as I get them. I think that'll be a lot of fun. I might have to reach out to Briar this week and see what is going on there. Let's see if I've got a picture of another angle of that tail for you. This is something I wanted to share too, quick. So somebody had made a comment that Firestorm would have looked better like the original sketch with his ears back. Briar has a tendency to like ears forward. If you guys want to see something different, like sassy ponies, angry ponies, things like that, you need to let them know. Because as far as they know, everybody in the horse world likes ears forward show ponies. So we must communicate to let them know what we would like to see. So I just thought that was kind of fun. But that is something that they have a tendency towards. Let's see. I don't have that there. I did not get my pictures prepared well enough, apparently. Okay, you got to see this. So this is Pupper and how he sleeps because it's cute. With his mouth open, his tongue sticking out, his eyes open, and twitchy as all get out. Like his little feeties go, his little eyeballs go, his little ears go. He's actually quite adorable when he sleeps. And he looks very much like a puppy there, which is kind of funny. Come on. I was going to show you another view of the tail, which it's not having anything to do with. Give me 1 second. So you guys saw this one. Bum-ba-da-bum. So I really enjoy sculpting like lyrically, and there's a feel to it. I've talked about this before. I don't necessarily see things, I feel them. So there's a lot of movement going on to the tail, and this is the other side of it. So he's got quite the amount of hair going on. So you guys get to see something that nobody else saw yet. Yay. With the way that he's standing and the wind blowing his mane forward and kind of to the side, there's a lot of stuff going on with the tail as he's moving it, and he's moving, and the wind's moving it. It was actually really, really fun to play with. So I'm quite excited to get that all done so people can paint his hair. I love it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Very, very fun. Julie's saying rawhide is no. I never feed rawhide. He is currently eating a, what do you call it? Bully stick. So, because the rawhide expands in their stomach. I worked at a vet for long enough, and we saw enough stuff going on with them. Let's see. Kinsey saying your dog's just like my dog. When I got my ducks, they were 2 days old, but they got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and they were all the way back, way bigger than the size of a normal duck should be. What are you feeding your ducks? I can't take the blame for him because technically he is he came this way. Let's see. He definitely has very, very busy dreams. He is a very active sleeper. Hi, Amanda. Let's see. Yeah, you guys know I love hair and flowy hair and playing with it. It's one of the areas of the sculpture that I can kind of have a little bit more fun with sometimes, depending on the breed. Because, of course, Arabs and things that have finer hair, it's a little harder to get too crazy with. But it's a draft unicorn, so I can get as crazy as I want. And I'm going to. I have. Trust me. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of hair. And he actually right now balances really well. I have to be very mindful of it in resin because he will be different than the epoxy master. We're going to be solid casting him, so it's not so different. But that's something to take into consideration when I do something that's going to be hollow cast, is how it weighs when it's hollowed out. And you can't 100% predict how that's going to work because each casting needs to be a little bit different. But it will change the weight. I had a barrel racer called Firefly that I was working on, and I just couldn't get her to balance because she was too heavy in epoxy, and I couldn't figure out where the weight was going to be. It was a whole thing. And you could technically take an epoxy master and hollow it out. You're still not going to be 100% like perfect for what the weight's going to look like. So it's kind of hit or miss. So with him right now, he balances really securely with no base, with his leg up and his crazy pose, kind of on the 1 foot, or he's got 1 foot in the air, and he balances on the 3 feet in the tail fairly well. So fingers and toes and all the things crossed that keeps up. As long as I don't add a whole bunch more mane, it should work out. Let's see. Yeah, I worked at a vet clinic that had a boarding area for 3 years. So I was in the boarding area at first, 100%, and then I transferred into, and it was dog and cat boarding, and then transferred into the medical side. So we did a lot of medical boarding for cases that couldn't go elsewhere because they needed special needs, whether that was direct vet care or just extra medication, things like that. So yeah, lots of experience with puppies. Maybe not horse puppies. As he's like, my Chewy's so good. And the bully sticks are so stinky, but they're one of the safer treats he can give. He does get raw bones and things supervised, stuff like that. All that good stuff. So yeah. Thomas is being a good boy again. I know. Maybe he was like, you have a good dog, so I got to be a good pony dog. I have a dog pony and a pony dog. So funny. Yeah, so that is pretty much the majority of what I have going on for you guys today. In my realm of hyperfixation, there's been a lot of doggy training type theories. I've obviously done a lot of stuff with the horse, but it's been a while since I've done direct training with the dog. So we're learning some good recall skills. I have a month-long, 1 hour a week, once a week training obedience thing, classes to take with our little pupper her Nash over November. So it starts on the 7th of November. So we'll be doing some training classes. He already has, it's a basics manners class. He already has manners. He's very, very good. But I figured it's always good to brush up on stuff. So we're going to go refresh things, which would be nice. They do doggy parkour there. Who knew that was a thing? Lots of obedience and things like that. I don't think we're going to get into anything too crazy with him, but just work on some recalls, some fun things to do, stuff like that. And then working on figuring out some doggy nutrition stuff and trying to get everything ready for our first major snow. They've changed the name of Environment Canada, which used to be Weather and Environment Canada, to Climate Change and Environment Canada. So they put out a climate change alert thing today saying that it's going to snow. It's October. Pretty sure we should have had snow by now, generally speaking, or it should be coming within the next little bit. So tomorrow is a big snow. And we're going to get everything ready. I've got to cover the greenhouse with a tarp and finish up things I'm going to do in the yard because there's a good likelihood we're not going to have a yard that is snow-free for a little bit. Because I live in Alberta and where we are with the mountains, we do get what they call Chinooks, which means a warm front moves in, stuff will melt, it'll get nice and warm, almost sometimes t-shirt weather, and then it goes back to other stuff. And that's just been a natural weather pattern thing for I don't even know how long. Pretty much forever where I live. It's not a new climate change thing. Although Leonardo DiCaprio hilariously came here and threw a big fit about them because he's like, oh my goodness, it's a sign. And it's a normal thing here. So if you ever come here and you're like, it's unreasonably warm in the wintertime sometimes and then really cold, that's just, it's the mountains cycling different pressure and heat things. I don't understand the direct science of it, but it's a thing. But anyways, for a while, I probably won't see the grass. So I need to do some things in the yard to get that ready. Try and maybe rescue my dahlia tubers because it's too cold here to leave them in the ground. So I got to dig them up. I did do something, the mushrooms that I canned the other day. I don't know if I told you guys about those. They are just chopped up mushrooms, put in water with a little bit of salt and pressure canned for a very long time. Mushrooms need a very long time. But I was told that they are superior to your normal canned mushrooms. And in fact, they are. They were delicious. I didn't add any seasoning to them. It was just salt and water, but they were delicious, which was kind of cool. So I'm going to have to get a whole bunch more mushrooms and can a whole bunch more because I will never be going back to the store-bought canned mushrooms ever again if I can help it because they don't have any flavor. These ones had flavor. And it was just criminy and then white button mushrooms. There wasn't any portobello or fancy ones in there. I might try that next time to give some different flavors. I don't think you can can. There's a couple varieties you can't can. So if you're looking at mushrooms to can, make sure you check out what you need. Hey, good boy. Did you finish your treat? He drinks like crazy because he's a big puppy. And then anybody who likes cranberry juice, this does not have the weird metallic-y, extra twingy, chemically flavor that normal cranberry juice that you buy from the store has. I don't even know if you can hear me over that. Canning this by home, you can just do it in a water bath canner. Practical Self-Reliance is a site that I went to, and it's delicious. Come here, buddy. Come say hi. He's a good boy. Let's see. This is the Nash. Nash, say hi. Say hi, everybody. Look how big his head is. His head's like way bigger than my head. Are you a good boy? He's like, what is going on? But he's so chill. Like you can't, it's hard to get him riled up. He's just like, I'm going to hang out. But he's tall. Like this is me sitting in a chair and I'm not a small human. And he is taller than me. If I stand up and stand over top of him to try and do like the in between the legs thing, he barely fits underneath my legs. He's that tall. He is, come here, buddy. Come here. Back up. Back up. Back up. Yep. He is a supposedly German Shepherd Mastiff cross. So handsome boy. And he's very good about not eating ponies so far, which is kind of nice. You say hi? Look at the camera, say hi. There you go. Good boy. And he's getting really good. I guess when they first Had him in the shelter. He wasn't good about having his teeth checked, but that's a requirement here. I make the horse do it. I make the lizard do it. I make all the dogs do it because I worked at a vet for long enough to know that that's a giant pain in the butt. If you can't have the vet inspect the mouth, and then you never know when they're going to chomp on something and you need to look, and then you have a dog or a cat or a lizard or a horse that's like, because they're already in pain. It's so bad. Yeah, we don't necessarily know 100% what he is a mix of. That's just kind of what they assumed when they're there. And I looked it up, and there are crosses of Mastiff Shepherd that kind of look like him. There's a lot that don't, because Mastiffs tend to be a little bit bigger. We don't know if he is two for sure. That's kind of what they're guessing at. And we don't know much about the rest of the stuff. I think even the original owner just bought him as a mutt pup, and because he's a friend of a friend's dog along the way that she had to turn in. So, and I don't know that she knows how old he is. We haven't gotten that information. So yeah, we'll find out. Could be Dane. I don't know. Definitely some shepherd in there though, which is kind of cool. Yeah, I think it's really neat. He's a good boy, and he's very good on walks. So we've got manners there. He's a little not great with his front paws being clipped. I'm not trying to do too much while he's still settling. We're still in like week 2 and a bit, 2.5, I think, something like that. Almost 2 weeks, something like that. And trying to get him settled. So I've been playing with some stuff just to see how he is. His back feet he's reasonably good with. His front feet he's a little bit more touchy. So we're working on that too. Yeah, lots of stuff. I could do a DNA test, actually. I didn't even think of that. That'd be kind of fun. Come back with like, yeah, you're going to have a gianter dog because he's a baby, and his paws are still really big and his nose is still really big for his face. So I have no idea. Julie's saying it sounds like Michigan with the changes in the weather. Do it. Can Julia. It is delightful. I can recommend books and websites and all sorts of stuff. There's a whole bunch of groups online that are really good. It's rewarding. It takes a little bit of time, but like for something like this where I love cranberry juice, but I don't like that metallic-y, chemical-y flavor, and this doesn't have it. So it makes me very happy. And it's very easy. You can just buy even the bags of frozen cranberries. Even if you buy fresh, I freeze them first just to break up all the structures on the inside, releases the juices better. And then it's like a cup and a bit of cranberries, about a quarter of a cup to a half a cup of sugar, and then water, boiling water, put them in the canner. They do their thing. This will stay good on a shelf for a couple of years. So yeah. And it's nice because if you do too much, then you have a couple of years and you're good to go. You can have juice and it's fresh. And there's all the other sorts of juices and things you can do too. So yes, recall is very important, especially with a big dog. He's very gentle with other dogs, but he's also, I've noticed a lot of people when they walk by are very intimidated by his size, and he's got very intense eyes. And he kind of carries himself in a way that looks, because he's sniffing and checking things out and he's not head up, tail wagging when he's walking, that people can be really intimidated by that. And he jumped up on a friend the other day that was in the backyard, and he was being very like teasing with the toy, and Nash just got to the point where he was like, no. So he jumped up, and this is a 6'3" friend. Jumped up, put his paws on his shoulders and gave him a little shove, and he stumbled back, and he's a big dude, and was like, oh, okay, well, I won't be doing that again. So we're working on he doesn't normally jump up, but making sure that he has good manners when it comes to stuff like that. So we need to have productive, well-behaved members of society. It's another good thing to have, is make sure your dogs and animals are behaved and can be handled and all that good stuff, because you never know when you're going to need that. So yeah, Brenda's saying, one trainer I watched said something that made sense to me on recall. Use a voice that you would use for recall when training, as you probably won't be using your normal voice if your dog is running away and headed towards a busy road. Yes, that is definitely like your tone needs to be similar for sure. He does kind of look like a roadie. I would say that too, especially in the color. And when his hackles go up, he really does. He's like, oh. But maybe we'll do a DNA test and see what he is. Kind of neat. Takes a dog 3 months to settle and feel really at home. Yeah, at least 3 weeks for like the base decompression. So we're still kind of in that main area. He ended up breaking a curtain rod in our bedroom because we didn't know he had the runs. And he couldn't ask us to go outside. We'd let him outside already, and he was fine. Went outside in the garage for a minute to leave him in the house, which we've been doing in short spurts to get him used to the fact that we kind of can come and go, and that he's okay. And he's been doing really good. And then there was a window open in the bedroom, and I've got a window and a dresser and then bed. He must have jumped up on the bed and then onto the dresser and then tried to like yell out the window to get our attention. And he must have just pulled on the curtain rod or jumped up on top of it and snapped it right in half. So yeah, there's been a little bit of carnage, a couple of inside accidents, but obviously if you have the runs, it's not really your fault. And he had been living in like doggy jail for about a month where he was going in his suite. So I figured that there was going to be more actually accidents and things to take care of. So we're working on that and being compassionate with the whole thing because you got to give him some props for all the stuff he's been through. But yeah. Hi, Annie. He would probably be a whole bunch of breeds. Yeah, he's probably not just a mix of two straight across the board. Gracie was a very good doggy ambassador yesterday. Everybody wanted to pet her and loved her staffy smile. Gracie's so cute. Gracie and Max are cute. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm excited to take him to training and work on some stuff with him. He's starting to really enjoy treats. I'm working on, he's not super food motivated, but we're working on getting that a little bit better for training purposes because the drive for food obviously is one of the big drivers for training, along with attention and rewards that way too. So we're not doing all food because he can't be super chunky because it'll bother his hip. But he's been making sure I've been taking breaks and doing cool stuff with him and taking him out on walks and getting puppy love so that I'm not just sitting here, not eating, not drinking, and focusing on work only. So yeah. I will see you guys next week at probably normal time. So it'll be 10:30, somewhere in about there. And I will post in the morning. That seems to be working if I auto set that to go out in the morning before I am doing the thing. And I'll show you more pictures of stuff soon, more peeks and information on what's going to come out in the club coming next weekend, because I'll be doing peaks starting then. Somebody wants a bum rub. Yeah, and then we'll do fun stuff because it'll be really cool. We'll be moving into November already, and I don't even know how that's possible, but it is. It's totally a thing. All right. I love you all. I will see you next. See, hair everywhere. I will see you next Sunday. And if I get things in the mail before then, I'll post about it. And if I have more things to show you for peaks, but you did get to see the other side of the tail. So there's that. I will show you more soon. Maybe this week. I can't 100% promise it's going to be this week. There's a lot of stuff on the plate with getting the club ready to go. So yeah, we'll see you next time. Have a good week. Don't feed trolls. And remember to be nice and awesome and support the people that are doing the nice and awesome things.